think this was, besides Tony Hawk, because I was super excited for the Tony Hawk reveal announcement, there was one other trailer I was excited to see, and that was Sony's State of Play for Ghost of Tsushima. And that's their latest State of Play, which they haven't done one in a long time, showed off 18 minutes of Ghost of Tsushima. And I've always was excited about this game because I'm a big, Sucker Punch fan and all that, and I'm, excited for first-party Sony games. They're usually held to a standard. This game, because it was always kind of like in the background or in the middle of a State of Play, I didn't know too much about. And I was just like, all right, it would be cool Samurai Ninja game. This game is so much more than that. This game looks so good. I am so excited. I went from like not even having it pre-ordered to like I went and pre-ordered it on Amazon because I was like, this game looks really good. Everything about that, between the graphics and the art style, between the way that you can really play with no HUD, to find your waypoints and stuff. There's the wind that blows and you can follow that. You have to look for visual cues with animals, and if birds are flying a certain direction constantly, they're maybe trying to tell you something. The open, very Assassin's Creed style where you can go in, well, I would say guns a-blazing, but I guess more crossbow blazing and sword, and do all this parry stuff, or you can play as, Ghost mode, which is the very ninja stealth aspect of it. The game looks fantastic. You have the option of, if you want to play with English voice acting, it's completely there. You want to play with Japanese voice acting, completely there. For any One Piece fans, I don't know if you know this, the guy who plays Rorona Zoro in One Piece is playing the main character, so I'm obviously playing it. Yeah, I'm playing it in Japanese because I was gonna play in Japanese regardless. I'm a huge One Piece fan, so giving me the voice actor who does Zoro, I was just like super for it. So this game has a lot going for it. I loved everything I saw. What did you think of this? We haven't really discussed the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed. I'm on board with it, man. I was excited to begin with because, again, just thematically, really love samurais, love feudal Japan, love everything about the setting. I have a lot of faith in Sucker Punch, and Sony's been on, a real good run right now. So everything was kind of shaping up to be my kind of game, and I'm really excited for it. And a great way to kind of end off the PS4's legacy. And so just seeing the gameplay here, I mean, I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing. And for the most part, it seems like it was running. That was gameplay right there. They weren't pulling the fast one on us. So I'm pretty confident that that's what the final product's going to look like. It's not like a Watch Dogs situation where they're showing it off super far in advance and then the final product's something else. I mean, this game is 2 months off or something like that. So I'm fairly confident this is how the game's going to look. I love the kind of emphasis on harkening back to those older, samurai movie themes. I really like what they were doing there. Big fan of those movies. I used to watch them a lot growing up. So I instantly knew exactly what they were talking about when they kind of made it grayscale and grainy and stuff like that, and that kind of dramatic widescreen look. I loved what they were doing there.
Oh my god.
Just everything about it looks fantastic. The two gameplay styles is great because, again, I'm not the best at stealthy mechanics, so the ability to kind of go in and go for a more kind of precision combat, think on your feet, think light, think fast, is definitely my kind of style. And so I'm glad that they kind of, depending on what you're interested in, you can go for that. I think that's excellent. I'm curious to see if that's more of a narrative thing, like certain parts of the games you play more as a samurai, the other times you play more as a ghost, and they kind of direct that, they give you that choice, or can you play that way anytime you want? It seems to be leaning more towards the latter because they showed you attacking the same situation in two different ways, which is very exciting for me, again, because, again, some people like some of the stealthy aspect of it. I like guns blazing way more personally. And that's just a preference thing. So everything about this game I'm really excited for, and I have no reason to believe it's going to be anything short of phenomenal. And I'm curious to see, once it's out and everybody got it in their hands, how the story holds up, because, again, gameplay looks excellent, world looks excellent, navigation looks excellent, the way it's running, everything looks amazing. We don't know too much about the story yet. No. And then the side characters and stuff like that. So, and who knows, they might not say anything about that. And I think that would be a pretty awesome way to market the game, is just let the game's visuals speak for themselves and let you experience that story once you have it in your hands. I think that's pretty dope. I'm curious to see if that holds up as well. But yeah, man, I'm really, really high on it.
Yeah, no, I completely. I've seen this trailer a couple of times. When they did the widescreen, grayscale black and white situation, they're like, you can play this way if you want, if you're familiar with the old samurai movies. I'm just like, they know what they're doing. I'm like, man, the fan base. People love to watch things in that format. And now I'm debating, man, am I going to spend my time going back and forth between full color because it looks fantastic, or do I want a little bit of that nostalgia and play it with that format, with the widescreen, grayscale, black and white? Because sometimes that just adds so much more to it. It for some reason brought me back to Mad Max Fury Road, the movie.
Yeah.
When they released the Black and Steel edition, I don't know what it was, but I loved that movie even more in black and white. I'm
the same way with Book of Eli.
Yeah, exactly.
Some movies just look better that way.
Yeah, so I can't wait to be like, when I can tell, like, when the story ends, probably at one point we'll start getting like super serious and like you're probably gonna fight like big boss battles. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to put this in widescreen, black and white, and then try to do the parrying system, which looks solid. The gameplay looks so solid, and I'm with you where I'm assuming some missions you'll probably have to play Samurai version, and some you'll have to play as well, like they call it the Ghost version. I like that they kind of hinted at like a rep system, because the more you do as the Ghost, like the legend goes around. Because there's that one guy who saw him, but dropped his sword and was like coward, like he was scared and backing up because he was afraid of with the mask and stuff like that. So I like that when you're revealed, it's not immediately have to switch to like samurai mode, like Assassin's Creed games when you get caught. Goes all out and they all come and jump you. That guy was afraid. He's like, oh my god, I've heard of the Ghost. He knew what he was doing, so he dropped his blade and was like cowardly, trying to step his back, and obviously he still killed him, which was fantastic. But I like that small mechanic because that way you don't have to lose your stealth just because you got caught or one guy saw you. So I'm glad that continues, and I'm super happy about that.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're not going for something arcadier, because again, there are developers and games that are doing that at a really, really high level right now, and I didn't want them to kind of jump in and compete with the Sekiros and the Neos. That I wanted them to do something a little bit more grounded and heavy, and not so much in a heavy like a From Software way, but obviously they're going for a way more realistic samurai feel with those. Realistically, you get slashed with a sword the correct way, I mean, you ain't coming back for too much more, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So I'm glad that there's ways to kind of take enemies down in 2 or 3 hits, but obviously it's not something easily done. People move around. The AI looks very intuitive and smart, and again, reacting to the kind of rep that you have around town, very in line with previous Sucker Punch entries. So I mean, they're obviously taking some of the lineage they set up with the association to their name and kind of finding a way to adapt that into something newer here. I'm glad that they have the Japanese voice option because, again, to me personally, nothing's more jarring when you're like in Japan playing with Japanese people and for some reason they just speak English with accents. I don't understand.
It's
like playing like Yakuza in English is such a weird prospect to me. So that's why I'm glad to be at least have the option. Hey, if you want to play in English, that's your prerogative, more power to you. But I'm glad that they have the way to play it to make it feel a little bit more natural for me. So I'm really high on this game, and I'm gonna be there day one. Absolutely, got it pre-ordered. We'll see if I keep my pre-order. I want to see if Amazon rebounds by that point. If I need to get it digital, I'll do what I got to do to play it day one. But I'm really hoping to have that physical.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too because I might have to wait till maybe GameStop's open and get it pre-ordered there. They're open now, but you can't pre-order. It's weird the way they do things. But yeah, because I pre-ordered it, and Amazon's like, yeah, we don't know when we're going to ship it to you. I'm like, I'm pre-ordering
Better be day one, man. Better be day one. I'm telling you, Amazon, don't play with me.
I just thought, oh man, is this another Final Fantasy? And again, I'm hoping by then things will be worked out a little bit, because I've been ordering things on Amazon, and they come respectively. This is the first time I'm like, oh, I'm pre-ordering this, so I have to watch out now and get a second pre-order, and I probably will try to get this pre-ordered anywhere. I think Best Buys are opening up soon, so maybe I never pre-order things at Best Buy, but maybe have to do it that way, because I do want this physical. I do want this one physical.
Yeah, my Birds of Prey arrived, so I know Amazon is able to do release date delivery right now. I would imagine the demand for Ghost of Tsushima and Birds of Prey on 4K Blu-ray are a little different. So
yeah, again, I got my Final Fantasy VII one, but it was weeks later. Yeah, weeks later, and now it's on my shelf sealed. So we'll keep in touch. We'll keep an eye on it, and I'm assuming we'll probably get that this game's gone gold soon, because I know Last of Us went gold a little bit ago. Ghost, you gotta assume sometime. Probably you gotta probably assume before they launch The Last of Us, they're gonna put the announcement out to not cross paths on it.
Yeah, mid-June at the latest, I would guess.
Yeah, I'm assuming, in the next few weeks we'll hear that game's gone gold.